Alright, guys. We are live. It's Thursday, the 8th of February. And I got a great show for you. We're going to play this Taylor Goyette song because it's pretty awesome. Let's just play it.
Up this program for a special news bulletin.
Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah, it's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that it's the truth. Get your popcorn ready.
Wow, it's over here. Wow, this is like first. I don't think I've ever had 0 people before. We got some. It crashed. I'm back, though. I'm back, baby.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
We're back, baby.
Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails.
We're back, baby. It crashed, but I'm back. Hopefully the computer doesn't crash again. We are live. We're running on a wing and a prayer here. What's going on, guys? I got a great show for you. We have the president. He's going to be coming out. The rumor is that he's going to be taking questions. I don't believe it, but that's the rumor.
We're going to truly finish the job. We need that strong partnership, and we need to be able to work in tandem.
And Donald Trump ain't one
to deliver for the American people. And the person responsible to help guide our caucus and to instill unity of purpose is our Democratic leader, Hakeem Jeffries.
Oh, we got Hakeem Jeffries. Oh, shit.
Good afternoon, House Democrats. The Chairman Aguilar. Good afternoon, House Democrats.
All right, we're back.
So good to see.
Or we're not back.
All of you.
What's going on? Something's not right here.
The Chairman Aguilar.
Oh, my computer keeps shitting itself.
Vice Chair Lou. Whip Clark. Speaker Emerita Pelosi. All of my amazing Democratic colleagues in the House.
This computer is literally being held together by solder and Kapton tape. Like a lot of these repairs I've made myself. Kind of Democratic Caucus Issues Conference. I don't even know what that means.
Address issues of concern.
But neither does Joe Biden, so we should be okay.
Housing affordability, national security, public safety, and of course our challenges at the border.
Things are going bad.
Be clear. Because of the leadership of President Biden, working with House Democrats.
It looks like the computer, it's just reloading everything, so we might be a little rough here for a second.
Through the lens.
It looks like everything's starting to balance out here. I need my headphones. I can barely hear.
How it started.
What had happened was
when Joe Biden first took office, he inherited a once-in-a-century COVID-19 pandemic.
And he's exploited that pandemic to his benefit.
Leadership of President Biden, working with House
at the expense of the American people.
Money in pockets, kids back in school, and now the American people have the freedom to spend time with their families without being masked up or sheltering in place.
Yeah, well, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, kind lords. Oh, thank you. Thank you for not locking me in my home and forcing me to wear a mask to make old people feel better so that they'll die faster, so that Obamacare doesn't go bankrupt.
Biden.
You guys are awesome. You guys are such benevolent leaders.
In Washington, D.C., it had been Infrastructure Week.
Oh, thank you, kind Democrats, for creating coronavirus in order to rig an election and then not locking me up in my house anymore. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you so much for not killing me.
Every other week. But nothing got done until President Biden showed up.
What?
Because of the leadership of President Biden.
Yeah, guys, before Joe Biden, America never did shit. We didn't win World War II. That was Joe Biden. Joe Biden won World War II all by himself.
Working with House Democrats. We are finally
just little baby Joe out there killing Nazis.
Tunnels, our airports, our water systems, our sewer systems, our mass transportation systems, and now high-speed internet access is available to millions of...
What is it with these, all these Democrats trying to take credit for the internet? Like, we built the internet. Like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. That was done at MIT.
Americans for $30 less a month.
Wow, we gave fucking crackheads free phones. Yay!
When President Biden first took office, the American people were
No, that's Hakeem Jeffries. That's Hakeem Jeffries.
About the prospects of ever being able to do something about the gun violence.
What's up, Gino and Blind Dude?
In the United States of America. Because of the leadership of President Joe Biden working with House Democrats, we passed gun safety legislation for the first time in 30 years.
Yay! Thanks to Joe Biden, we infringed on your constitutional right to keep and bear arms. What a great president! What a great president, guys! Guys, he took your guns. He took your guns. He's so good. He's so good. We don't deserve him.
Millions of veterans who had served this country, suffering from brutal exposure.
We just don't deserve him. He's so good.
Substances and Agent Orange, and were without access to adequate health care. Because of the leadership of President Joe Biden,
what's up, Turning Guns?
With House Democrats, there are now more than 4 million veterans in the United
That's
States
Obama's
of America
stunt
who
double.
have access to the health care that they need to live.
That's like the guy that has to go in and bang Michelle while Obama fantasizes about gay porn or something.
A life of dignity
Poor guy.
and respect. How it started versus how it's going.
Watches that guy bang Michelle and fantasizes about having a homosexual relationship with him. In his mind. In his mind.
Many Americans, particularly younger ones, uncertain about whether anything would ever be done to change the situation.
And the answer is no. We're never going to change anything. All we're going to do is do what the goddamn corporate elites tell us to.
Of President Joe Biden, in the history of the world in combating the climate crisis to turn the situation around.
What was it? What did you guys build roads? Did you guys build roads or did you fight climate change? What was the infrastructure bill about, really? Please, I'm all ears. Just like Obama.
Clean air and clean energy in every single...
What's up, Felix?
Can I give you one more?
Give me one more! Oh, sweet Jesus, give him one more!
The cost of insulin for the average American family was $4,000 a year.
And it still is because Biden's legislation doesn't go into effect until 2025.
Because of the leadership of President Joe Biden working with House Democrats, the cost of insulin right now for millions of Americans is $35 a month.
Will be in 2025. But, who cares about reality? We're talking about Joe Biden.
How it started versus how it's going. Under the leadership of President Joe Biden, made tremendous progress here in the United States of America. Joe Biden is a compassionate public servant, a skilled...
Yeah, tremendous progress. We brought Nazis back. We brought World War I back. We're going to bring World War II back, and we're going to fight it with nuclear bombs. Well, great progress.
Leader,
Make the Crusades great again, guys.
comeback kid who is helping the American turnaround story. We know that President Joe Biden is a man with a plan to finish the job on behalf of the American people. And so
Yeah, the only job he's trying to finish is the Crusades, is the downfall of Western civilization.
it is my honor to present to you the 46th President of the United States of America, the Honorable Joseph Robinette
Boom!
Biden.
To the chief, he's a kitty sniffing weirdo. Hail to the chief, cause he don't know what he's doing or saying. If you don't like him, he'll cut your little toes off. And if you don't like that, he'll send the FBI to your house.
Good to meet you all. Danny. Please, thank you.
Make sure you are on
Smart, I should leave now.
live on or all
Thank you
messages.
all.
Okay, but you're not talking to me.
Very much.
Boo!
I don't see it, but it's
President of lies! You coward! It doesn't look like he's set up to do a press conference where he answers questions. I don't think we're going to see any... What happened? Oh no! Guys? Do you mean to tell me Joe Biden's a liar? Well, I could have swore on Tuesday he said he would be back out here Thursday to answer questions. But this doesn't look like the kind of event where you answer questions. Do you mean he lied to us? Not Joe. Say it ain't so, Joe. You're lying to us again? No, I can't believe it, that it would happen every single time. He just lies.
Nancy, thank you. I love you. I love you. Really, truly. And I see Steny Hoyer's here. Steny's been living in the western shore of Delaware for a long time. Good to see you, Steny. And is Jim Clyburn here? Well, if Jim is here, he's one of the reasons why I'm standing here. I want to thank him.
That person's probably not there and dead.
Team and Catherine and Pete, thank you to all of you.
Look, guys. He can't even read. Look. He's reading the names off a list. Look at it where his eyes are at. Right? Let's go to full screen. Right? He's looking down at his paper, reading the names, and failing miserably. Let's see it.
Team and Catherine and Pete, thank you to all of you.
Gorilla!
Let me say a few things before I get started with our discussion. First, I'm not going to be very long, I promise.
Are you going to answer questions?
First, the special counsel released their findings today about their look into my handling of classified documents.
And what do you know? My politically motivated DOJ found absolutely no wrongdoing with me stealing fucking documents from the secure skiff.
I was pleased to see they reached the conclusion I believed and knew all along they would, that there are no charges should be brought in this case.
Wow, what a shock. Wow. So when a senator steals classified documents from a secure skiff, right? No charges. But when the president declassifies documents and the fucking government wants them back, insurrection. Obstruction.
As many of you know,
Perjury.
this was an exhaustive investigation.
Oh yeah, it was so
going
exhaustive.
Back literally more than 40 years. 40 years when I became a United States Senator as a kid. I was a kid, 29 years old.
Yeah, he's had documents, top secret documents, for over 40 years. Since the day he took office, he's been shoving top secret classified documents up his butt and fucking smuggling them out of the skiff to sell to the Chinese or the Russians or whoever the fuck it was back then.
Special counsel acknowledged I cooperated completely
I did not throw up any roadblocks. I sought no delays. In fact, I was so determined to give special counsel what they needed, I went forward with a 5-hour in-person interview over the 2 days of October the 9th, 8th and 9th.
Hey, what's up, knife hands?
By Hamas on the 7th. I was in the middle
Deploy
of
knife
handling
hands.
an international crisis. But I was especially pleased to see the special counsel make clear the stark differences between this case and Donald Trump.
Yeah, the stark differences.
Several material distinctions.
Donald Trump was the president, and he had the power to declassify documents. You were a junior senator. How did you get top secret documents, Joe?
Between Mr. Trump's case and Mr. Biden's are clear. By the way, this is the Republican counsel. Most notably, after given multiple chances, this is the continuation of the quote, he returned classified documents and avoided prosecution.
What's up with all the tacos?
Trump allegedly did the opposite. This is the continuing quote. According to the indictment, he has not only refused to return documents for many months, he also obstructed justice by enlisting others to destroy evidence and then lie about it.
What evidence and what lies? What evidence do you have that he destroyed evidence, and how do you know he lied?
In contrast, Mr. Biden turned in classified
Oh, we're just going to take your word on it, Joe. Right? The guy that lies about everything is literally lied about doing a press conference to answer questions today. I don't see how it's possible that you could answer a single question given the way that this event was set up.
To the National Archives, the Department of Justice.
This isn't the room where the president answers questions.
And sat for a voluntary interview, and in other ways cooperated with the investigation. That's the distinction, among others. Bottom line is the special counsel in my case decided against moving forward with any charges. This matter is...
Wow, what a shock. What do you mean, the government's corrupt? You mean it's all on display. If you guys can't see how it really works and what's really going on, then you're blinder than blind, dude, okay? Because you can see all the ugly poop is on the table, like they shit the bed, right? And they're just like rubbing it in right in front of us, saying, we didn't do it. Yeah, so somehow it's legal for Senator Biden and Vice President Biden to amass rooms full of thousands of boxes of documents. Top secret documents, guys. Thousands of boxes of documents, right? Thousands of boxes. That's okay. That's okay. Top secret documents. That's okay. But, the president who declassified the documents, right? As far as we know, all he has to do is say all this is declassified, and it is, right? That's all he has to do, because he has to have the power to declassify documents at any time in case he has to negotiate with, like, China over something, right? So, like, so the president declassified the documents, right? And has the authority to do whatever the fuck he wants, right? And somehow Junior Senator Biden stealing documents for 40 years, that's a crime. That's not a crime. That's perfectly above board, guys. So every senator can steal. This is just mind-boggling. Do you see how dumb this is? Do you see how fucked up this system is?
I'll continue to do what I've always done. Stay focused on my job.
It's okay when he does it. Come on, man.
Being president. I'm going to work with all of you every single day I can. Thank you for being great partners. Just this week, House Democrats...
10% for the big guy, indeed.
You defeated Mayorkas impeachment resolution.
Yeah, the Republicans suck. They can't do anything.
And I know
Republicans are worse than Democrats. Right, here's why. Here's why. The Democrats may be doing pure evil, right? Maybe doing the wrong thing, but they get it done. They get it done, right? Democrats can't get, the Republicans can't get shit done. I'm surprised that they can wipe their own ass. They probably can't. They probably shit themselves. I bet you Lindsey Graham definitely shits himself, because what my understanding is like after you've been fucked in the ass as many times as Lindsey has, you no longer have the ability to control your bowels, right? So, you know, Lindsey loves taking it in the ass. I mean, Christ, his name is Lindsey, guys, right? So, besides getting fucked in the ass, right, I'm surprised that these, you know, if a Republican ever accomplishes anything.
You defeated the Israeli-only supplemental. They weren't easy votes for you, but all of you came.
Balance out the volume. Hold on.
This shows that when we're united,
what about what?
We can beat.
Oh, it's loud. It's definitely clipping. My bad. How's that? Oh, now. See, every time I fuck with the volume, it goes fucking shitty. All right, how's that?
I've traveled to many of your districts. I see the results on how you came through one of the toughest periods in our nation's history. Akeem just mentioned many of those accomplishments. Vaccinating America, rebuilding America, bringing prices down, delivering every day for everyday Americans. Recent Washington Post headline, never thought I'd see this for a Democrat, says, falling inflation and rising growth give the United States the world's best recovery, end of quote. Because of you.
Because of you.
No, I mean it.
He means it, guys. He's definitely not lying. Joe would never lie.
I'd like to use my time to talk about the future.
One thing Joe doesn't do is lie, guys.
Finish the job, from my perspective. We made progress, making the biggest corporations only begin to pay their fair share. We were able to keep everything in place when the Republicans kept changing the deals we made.
Joe needs to go up. There we go.
Remember those days? Well, with the minimum remember those 50 corporations that didn't pay a penny in taxes, made $40 billion? Well, guess what? They paid a corporate tax of 15%, and we're able to keep everything paid for, and we still cut the deficit. We helped pay for historic investments.
What's up, Steve?
And reduce the federal deficit. But we're not done. Trump's $2 trillion tax cut overwhelmingly benefited the super wealthy and biggest corporations and exploded.
Jesus Christ, he's talking a mile a minute, dude. He must have just got injected with some really good meth. And whatever they gave the president, I want two.
The deficit. And it's coming up pretty soon for a decision of what we're going to do. He's already said he wants to not only keep it, but increase it. Finishing the job means getting the Trump tax cut, gutting the Trump tax cut, closing the loophole for billionaire minimum tax. You know, we went from 750 billionaires in America before the pandemic to 1,000 now. You know what the average tax they pay is in federal tax?
8% EIGH.
Those thousands. 8.3%. That's less than a teacher or a firefighter.
Remember when you said that, EIGH?
I promised a billionaire minimum tax of 25%. If we did that, it would raise $440 billion.
Yell it then, old man. You know, they won't believe it unless you scream it at them. Trust me.
25%, $440 billion to pay for child care, elder care, and so much more, and reduce the deficit. You know, we're also planning for a long-term effort to, I think we have to deal with the tax structure in a way. I mean, I no matter where I go, whether I speak in the business roundtable, whoever I speak, I say, raise your hand if you think the present tax system is fair. No, I'm not chosen to think about it. Is it fair? Is it remotely fair? Finish the job of beating Big Pharma again to lower prescription.
Yeah, Joe Biden beat Big Pharma by forcing everyone to take their untested, unproven, ineffective fucking vaccine.
Cost for everybody. By the way, you know, when my Republican friends were taking us on that, but it not only lowers, you talked about dealing with insulin, $35 a month, save the individual a lot of money, but guess what? It saved the taxpayers $160 billion.
$billion! And then we spend it on vaccines that don't work. That give people giant ugly things inside their veins.
By $160 billion, what we did, what you all did, Pharma. I mean it. I mean, the things we're doing not only help people, but they're reducing the deficit of good economic policy. Because Medicare doesn't have to pay those exorbitant prices. We got to finish the job means $35 insulin, not just for the, Medicare, but like we originally had, and they wouldn't continue it. $35 insulin for everybody, all Americans. Lower drug prices for dozens of other prescriptions. We got that into the law. It's coming up. And getting even more Americans health insurance by protecting and expanding the Affordable Health Care Act. You guys have done this. We got to finish the job means making housing more affordable.
Finish the job means getting rid of fucking housing for millions of people and selling their houses to the Chinese, right? As we sell out like we're literally selling the country out to the Chinese at this point. Like we're out of politicians, we're out of industry, we're out of secrets. Now we're just literally selling them our houses.
Just protecting this country, the Social Security system, Medicare. Republicans want to put on a chopping block. Remember the last State of the Union when we talked about what they're... Bless me, Father. And finishing the job means protecting fundamental freedoms. Passing the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, finally. And making Roe v. Wade the law of the land.
What? Making what? Making what? What'd he do?
Lewis Voting Rights Act, finally.
What was that?
And making Roe v. Wade the law.
He doesn't even know it's Roe versus Wade. Oh my God. Roe v. Wade. It's Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade, baby. Woo!
And making Roe v. Wade the law of the land.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Listen to him clap.
Law of the land.
What did he say? Like what?
The law of the land. The law of the land.
Nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about, right? Because if he would have just said abortion legal, then they would have all started screaming like, "Woo, kill our babies!" But no, he's like, Roe v. Wade is the law. It's the law of Roe v. Wade.
Reagan,
it's
banning assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, which we did before.
It's Roe v. Wade, and it's the law.
Continuing our fight to save the planet for the most aggressive action on climate ever in the history of the world. With every new bridge, every new factory, every new high-speed rail engine, with every poisonous lead pipe removed. I see something else happening now, and in the future. Pride's returning. When I said, we pushed all these programs, I said I'm going to be a president of everybody whether you live in a red state or a green state. I know it drives some of you crazy.
Hold on, I'm going to pause it for a second. I want to listen to what he had to say. I'm over here. We're just going to pause it because I don't want to miss any of these nuggets. We're going to cut that out. And we're going to make that its own thing. Hold on. Okay, let's go back. 23. That's 4 minutes. That's about enough. Okay. All right, now let's cut that shit out. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't want to miss any more of what he has to say because he's fucking retarded. And B, I want this, I want to get that video out there. Because we gotta let everybody know that Roe v. Wade is the law. It's the law of the land. Roe v. Wade is the law. Let's play it. I'll make Roe v. Wade the law. And then we're going to put Joe Biden's brain broke. There we go. Biden's broke brain. Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. This is worth it. This is worth it. We have to remember this moment when Roe v. Wade became the law of the land. Guys, this is an important day. This is when Roe v. Wade became the law of the land. And everyone has to know, everybody has to know that this is the day. This is the day that Roe v. Wade became the law of the land. Create. All right. Now we're back. We're back, baby. All right. Well, everything's all minimized. Hold up. I minimized everything. There we go. Guys, Roe v. Wade is the law. All right.
When we pushed all these programs, I said I'm going to be a president for everybody.
Roe v. Wade is the law.
I know it drives some of you crazy that a lot of these things are happening in red states, but the Americans need help. You know, some of your more interesting colleagues go out and hold press conferences of the things they said was a disaster and was almost immoral. What's that blonde-haired woman's name anyway? She's talking about all that's going on in her district. Oh, God, anyway.
Oh, God. Oh, man, it keeps happening. See, that's why I didn't want to skip over anything. It just keeps happening. Look, guys, he's broken. The president is broken, guys. Here we go.
What's that blonde-haired woman's name anyway? Go out and hold press conferences of the things they said was a disaster and was almost immoral. What's that blonde-haired woman's name anyway? She's talking about all that's going on in her district. Oh, God, anyway. Look, what happened to a lot of people, particularly in the
he's just deteriorating. I bet he couldn't really name Marjorie Taylor Greene. I bet you he couldn't pick Marjorie Taylor Greene out of a lineup.
Employed 800, 1,000, 1,200 people. Mom had worked there, Dad had worked there, Grandpa, Grandma. And they had pride in what they did.
There's nothing wrong with Biden's speech. That's just how lizards speak.
It really did over the last 10 years. Decided, you know, I'd rather take my factory, move it overseas because the labor is cheaper, and then import the product.
Guys, it is rude to call the president a lizard, right? Lizards are cold-blooded. Biden is undead. He's undead, guys, right? That's an insult to lizards.
Not anymore. Guess what?
I will not take this lizard slander. That man's a zombie.
And that is when they had legislation in the 30s dealing with the issue of whether or not labor unions had a right to organize, what protections they had, etc. There was provision in the law that even Democratic presidents did.
Well, the law of Roe v. Wade. Oh, no, what'd I do? What did I do?
We have to make the contrast, the choice, crystal clear purpose. That president should hire an American worker and American companies to do it.
Okay, that's basically where we were.
Well, we're investing in America. That's what you're doing. We're investing in America. We're bringing back pride to communities, pride in our country. And so I want to thank you for doing the job you're elected to do. It matters to the American people, and we're in a position to win in 2024, I think. That brings me to the second point. We have to make the contrast, the choice, crystal clear through our friends on the other side and make it easy for us. Time and again, Republicans show they're a party of chaos and disunion.
Yeah, they're a party of chaos and disunion, guys. Not like us Democrats, who proudly and orderly burn cities down for racial justice in the most not racist country on the planet, in the most diverse culture that's ever existed. We want to cry about racism and burn cities down.
Not your father's Republican
that's
Party.
not disorder, guys. That's not division. That's not divisive or disorderly. Like calling half of the country colonizers and then burning their cities down. That's progressive. That's how we get to the future, guys. That's how we make America strong. Anarchy is our strength.
Serve. This is not hyperbole. Who do they serve? Donald Trump or the American people?
Yeah, well, who do you serve? And this is not hyperbole. Is it China or is it the devil?
You have worked so hard, bipartisan group, so hard for so long to deal with the border and all the other issues we have in that appropriation. And guess what?
What?
Donald Trump allegedly, I can't prove this, I'm told, called people and said, if you support that, I'm coming after you.
Wow, guys, the President of the United States is standing on stage telling the American people that, now I can't prove this, but this is all Donald Trump's fault. He's literally calling people and controlling their mind with fucking the apprenticeship magic. Right, the apprentice magic. Cause you see, Donald Trump was on TV, and so he knows how to control people's minds, right? Cause Orange Man bad. Trust me. Now I know this. Now I can't prove it. It's just a rumor. I just heard it, but I know that it's all Donald Trump's fault. It's all Donald Trump's fault, guys. Listen. Now listen. This is what the president said.
Appropriation. And guess what?
What?
Donald Trump allegedly, I can't prove this.
I can't prove it.
Called people and said, if you support that, I'm coming after you.
I'm coming after you. I'm going to murder your family. Donald Trump threatened the entire United States Congress. Now, I can't prove that. I'm just saying. He said that he would murder their family.
I don't know what the exact words were, but I'm coming after you.
Now, do you believe me? Is Orange Man bad?
Are they here to solve a problem? Or just to weaponize for political attacks those problems? I know our answer. We're here to serve the American people. It's not like we.
What the fuck happened?
Someone said if you support the other.
Oh yeah, that's it. I guess.
Are they here to solve a problem? Or just to
what? You're here to sell us a problem? Is that what he said? He's here to sell us a problem, guys. I think it was a Freudian slip.
I'm coming after you. Are they here to solve a problem? Or just to weaponize for political attacks?
Yeah, no, it's Donald Trump weaponizing the government. Not the President of the United States. No, it's a guy at a golf course. It's a guy out there banging supermodels. He's the one doing it. Not me. Not the guy with like actually the reins of power, right? Right? So what are you trying to say? That Donald Trump is more powerful than you are, Mr. President? That's a horrible admission to do here live on TV, guys. You guys just heard it. Donald Trump is literally fucking cucking Joe Biden right now. That's what he said.
I don't know what the exact words were, but I'm coming after you. Are they here to solve a problem or just to weaponize for political attacks?
He's just trying to sell you a problem.
I know our answer. We're here to serve the American people. It's not like we're here.
And by the American people, I mean China. By serve the American people, I mean serve them our fucking limp cocks and their warm butts. I'm here to sniff their children.
Serve the American people. We have to make that clear. If we do, we win. Just look at 2020. We weren't supposed to do well, remember? We won.
We won. Against all the odds, somehow we won. Isn't that amazing? We're going to do it again, guys. Right? Well, wait till you see what we got up our sleeves this year.
2022. The red wave was coming, and guess what? it crashed up on a rock. In 2023, every close race we won. When voters have a choice between what we stand for and what Trump and the MAGA Republicans stand for, we win. Which makes
you guys
Trump
talking about
and
they're
his
going to
MAGA
kill us
friends
with the illegals? I don't think that's... Oh, shit. I don't think that that's the case.
the most presidents have in 8 years. But it can all be
He's
wiped
lying.
out in this
Hold on.
election. So we have to stay focused on what we have to do. We must.
Oh, God damn it. I keep hitting the wrong thing.
With all of you.
He's yelling. It must be important. And true. He only yells things that are true and important.
In everything that made America America was at risk, and I believed that, and I spoke to that, and I think people thought I was being hyperbolic at the time. Joe, what do you mean our democracy is at risk? Seriously, remember I made that? You may not, but I made a speech in Independence Hall at the beginning. What do you mean we're in a battle for the soul of America? Well, people don't say that anymore. They know the stakes are higher than ever. We've made more progress in 3 years because of you than most presidents have in 8 years. But it can all be wiped out in this election. So we have to stay focused on what we have to do.
The only thing that you've set a record for as president is the most border jumpers in the 4-year term, right? The highest number of border jumpers in 1 year and the highest number of border jumpers over a 4-year period. Oh, and you may have started more wars than any other president in history, too. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. But it looks like you've probably started more wars than any president in history. I think that that's true, but I'm not 100%. I don't know if that's true now. I can't prove it, right? But I heard it was true.
Dude, we must keep the White House. We must keep the Senate, and we must take back the House. With all of you sworn in again, and Hakeem Jeffries, your Speaker of the House. And when we do that, we'll be able to look back and say something a few generations can say. The American democracy is at risk, and you saved
Hakeem the Dream, baby.
Look, we just have to remember who the hell we are. We're the United States of America.
Are we? He yells that like he just realized it, right? We're the United States of America! I remember! My name is Joe!
Our capacity when we work together. So God bless
like he
you
just
all.
woke up
Thank
out of a
you for all
coma.
you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Who's the President of the United States, Joe? Is it Kamala? Boo! Hey, what happened to that press conference you were going to give us, Joe? Remember on Tuesday you said you were going to answer all of our questions right now? Well, I don't see no press conference. I don't see no reporters. I don't see no lights. I don't see no podium. None of that shit. Where's our press conference at, Joey? Well, you just gonna run away and show us all the back of your head again? Oh, we love seeing that. We love seeing the cowardly back of your fucking retarded head, Joey. We love that. Oh, he just ran away. Oh, the poor baby, he just ran away. He just didn't want to answer no questions. He's tired, guys. The poor little guy's been up since noon. Oh, yeah, he hasn't had his ice cream yet, so he gets a little cranky. If he's been up for more than 3 hours and he doesn't get his ice cream and his nappy, he gets really, really, really cranky. Now yeah, no shit. That's why they cut the camera immediately after he's done talking now, right? They don't even give him 2 seconds, right? They don't do a pan out and show everybody. You know what I mean? Like normally they would like pan out and they would back up to the camera, right? They would cut back into the camera, and they would normally show the whole room that was there. But that's not happening now. So that's the thing. Yeah, so they cut the cameras now as soon as he's done talking, because they don't want to see him. They don't want you to see him fall off the stage, shake hands with ghosts, or God knows what dumb thing he's gonna say, like once he thinks the mics are off, because the man has no idea how technology works, right? He's just a bad president. I don't know what else to say about that, really. Like, he's not only is he a bad president, he's just, like, he's in poor condition, right? Like, he just made Roe v. Ward the law of the land, right? You got to think that Joe Biden has been saying Roe versus Wade since the day he got into office, and has probably used that term at least 100,000 times in his life, right? Roe versus Wade, right? It should be muscle memory, right? It should be like me playing an A bar chord on a fucking guitar, right? Right? It should be right. It should be like that kind of. It should be that kind of muscle memory, right? That he should be able to say Roe versus Wade without even thinking, right? But no. It's now Roe v. Ward, and it's the law of the land, guys. It's the law of the land, and there's nothing we can really do about that, except for I guess figure out what the fuck that means. Because I don't think it means what you think it means, Mr. President. But luckily, we won't have to worry about that long. Because it looks like, guys, that the Supreme Court is going to rule that they don't have the right to keep President Donald Trump off the ballot. So it's probably going to be like, I don't know, 8-1, something like that. We all know the one that won't vote for it. Miss, I was put here by Joe Biden, right? Yeah, so they're going to rule that that the state can't disqualify somebody from a federal election, something like that. It's going to be something like that, right? Because the states do have a right to, like, say some things about elections, but not who's on the ballot. And the argument I heard that, I watched the whole thing, the argument that I heard that I think is the most damning is that you can't give a state the power to decide who gets on the ballot, because then they can say, oh, no Republicans, no, Republicans are all this, or black people are all that, right? Or no Jews because of Palestine, or whatever, right? Right? It could go like that's, you're opening the door to that kind of shenanigans, right? That was the most damning argument I heard, I think, if you ask me. What was first, Roe or Biden? Well, I want to say that they happened at like almost at the same time, right? Maybe Biden was first. I think maybe Biden might be even older than Roe. No, wait, I know. No, it's definitely Roe. Roe is older because 2022 would have been 50 years of Roe, right? So that would put it in 1972. I think Biden got in like 76 or something like that. Let's see here. Okay, no. There was the same year, 1972. Both Biden and Roe, I think, happened in 1972. Joe Biden definitely was elected senator in 1972. So, and 22 is definitely 50 years. Like, Roe was going to turn 50 that year. So, yeah, they both happened in the same year. So, yeah. So Biden has literally been talking about it his whole entire career. Yes, I did, Andrew. Yes, I did. I actually have some weed, and we're gonna light the written hookah for you, buddy. Cause you're a badass, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, we'll just do that right now before we do that. Okay, that sounds fun. Yay. Yay. Alright, move that down ever so slightly. Can we just move it down just a little bit? Oh no. Not that. Give me the written hookah. There we go. And we're gonna move it. There we go. Alright. Yeah, no, Andrew, thank you so much. Andrew sent me some money, and somebody named Blue, who I don't know who they are. It just says Blue. You're a badass. You guys are badasses. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you. Thank you. That's why, let me get the written hookah. Yeah, that's why we're going to burn some written hookah. We're going to deploy knife hookahs. No, sorry. We should make a knife hookah. Oh, you guys are talking about breaks. Oh, no, my part comes on Friday. I bought the wrong part. I had to send the other part back, and now my part will be here tomorrow. My part will be here tomorrow. I tracked it. It's just like right down the street, but I won't be here till tomorrow. Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about brake pad. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, guys, whoever Blue is and Andrew, you guys are badasses. Thank you, guys. So, so you guys all remember Kyle Rittenhouse, right? You guys remember Kyle on that day? I remember. Well, I learned something valuable that day. I learned that sometimes... most times, damn near every time, it's better to be dead than red. It's better to be dead than red, guys. Let's light this motherfucker up. Better dead than red. Yeah. Because let me tell you, nothing's better than reading the news after I'm stoned. Out loud, because you guys are going to love that. Alright, let's take another hit, though. So, I mean, hey, right, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? That's what I always say. Better dead, motherfuckers. Better dead than red. Now, does the cartoon look better? I've upped the image quality slightly, too. It should be like 20% more clear now. Because I saw it and it was really pixelated before. It should look better now to you guys. Slightly. Not like immensely better. Not as clear as it used to look when I had a like a house and like a fat ass computer and like, you know, all those things, right? But it should still look much better. Not much better, but noticeably better. Cross-member mounting bushings. I don't know what those are. Sounds bad. That doesn't sound like it's good. Yeah, guys. All right, yeah, so let's just read what they have to say. The U.S. Supreme Court heard oral arguments on Thursday morning as it considers whether Donald Trump should be allowed to remain on the 2024 ballot. Colorado and Maine have moved to have Mr. Trump removed, citing Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which argues that anyone found to have engaged in insurrection. See, that's the thing, is Donald Trump has never been charged with an insurrection, right? That's also that's obviously the best argument for Trump, right? Is that if I'm an insurrectionist, why aren't I in prison? Why have I not been executed for treason, right? That's the best argument, I think. Yes. What are you guys doing? Okay. Let's see here. Also, on Thursday, Mr. Trump is expected to win the Nevada Republican caucus. Yeah, but that takes us to our next story, right? Trump is going to win Nevada by a landslide, but in Nikki Haley's personal election, right, where it was her and nobody, right? She lost to nobody. She lost to anyone else, somebody else, anyone else. I can't remember what the exact question was, but it was somebody else. Anyone else. Something to that effect. Here we're going to find out. Nikki Haley's defeat in Nevada's primary on Tuesday has dealt an embarrassing blow to her candidacy as she heads towards a showdown with former President Trump in the state where she was a governor, which is South Carolina. Now, the former UN ambassador and former governor of South Carolina has been seen as a long-shot candidate. She's benefited from a cash windfall in recent months, spurring hopes she might at least be able to close the gap with Trump in her home state's primary on February 24th. But her loss to none of these candidates, that's what it was, in the Silver State primary has ramped up pressure on the candidate to either drop out soon, despite the media and donor attention she's receiving, or risk a potentially humiliating defeat to Trump in her home state and beyond. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. I feel sorry for Miss Nikki because, she's kind of hot, right? But, she's not super hot, but she's like, running for president, so that makes her kind of hot. Yeah, I didn't even know she was an ethnic. I thought she was just a regular dumb white girl, right? But no, she's an Indian, so that kind of makes her a little exotic, right? I didn't even know that. Like, if you would have told me that she was like Italian or Spanish or Mexican or like just had a really good tan, I would have believed any of those things. Eastern Europe, like Russian, right? I would have believed any of those things. But no, it turns out she's Indian. Did not know that. Would have never guessed that, actually. Haley had a bad night in Nevada, seemingly on track for a miserable night in South Carolina later on this month, and potentially a disastrous Super Tuesday should she choose to stay in the race. None of these candidates' option, which was required on ballots in the primary, was projected to win more than double Haley's votes. So 2-1, they chose none of these people over Nikki Haley. That's hilarious. Let's see here. Oh, you guys aren't even talking about Nikki, huh? Yeah, she's like losing. Haley is the last candidate standing between Trump and the Republican nomination. So basically Trump won, right? If she can't even beat nobody, right, anyone else, if she can't beat, I don't like any of these people, right, then she can't beat Trump, who, like, almost all Republicans like, something like 70 to 80% of surveyed Republicans, right? And, like, a big majority of independents also like Donald Trump, right? Like, not even that many people like Joe Biden. Nobody likes Joe Biden, right? It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing that happened in Nevada, right? You had Nikki Haley or anyone else, right? It's the same thing now going on. Donald Trump or anyone else, right? Will you vote for anyone else or Donald Trump, right? That's the same options, right? It could be sack of potatoes. I mean, it basically is sack of potatoes, right? They would get the same amount of votes, right? It could be my neighbor's dog versus Donald Trump, and my neighbor's dog would get 49% of the votes, at least, right? They're 48%, right? Something like that, right? Right, because they're not voting for Joe Biden; they're voting against Donald Trump, and I think that's hilarious. And just like in Nevada, right here, what we're reading about Nikki Haley is everyone showed up to vote not Nikki Haley, right? That I think it's like some kind of psyop or something, right? Think about that. Just think about it. Right? It's an experiment. Will they just come up to vote against someone they hate? Like, will they vote for no one over someone? Yes. Apparently they will. Right? So they could literally put up fucking a can of paint. Used can of paint versus versus Donald Trump. And they would get like fucking 81 million votes, right? Because people will come out 2-1 to vote for not Nikki Haley, right? So when they vote, a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for not Donald Trump, right? I am surprised Nikki lost. Thought they would have cheated her in by now. No, it's the Democrats that cheat, right? The Republicans are too spineless even to fucking cheat properly. They're such little bootlickers, right? They're afraid of fucking to get caught cheating, right? Because unlike Democrats, Republican voters care if the guy they're voting for has been caught cheating or not, right? Democrats are like, oh, he cheats? Well, now I want to vote for him even more. Because if he cheats and he lies and he steals, A, he's just like me, right? And we're all human. That's all, everyone cheats and lies and steals. And B, right? I know that he'll win because the Republicans play by the book. Like, we know what the Republicans are going to do before they do it a year in advance, right? Because they only play by the rules, right? And since the Democrats don't play by the rules, they can win every time. Because it's, you know how hard it is to beat a cheater? You can do it. I've done it, right? But it's hard. It's fucking hard. Yeah, so that's why Nikki Haley, because Republicans are just as spineless. Republicans are spineless, and Democrats are ethicless. They're moralists. Republicans are just as slimy and disgusting as Democrats, but at least they pretend like they give a fuck about those things, right? And they know that you care about those things, right? They know that you care about honesty and morality and decency, right? And like, you have traditional values and you care about Western culture and the ideas of fucking Socrates and fucking Voltaire and shit, right? They don't give a shit about that shit, but they know that you give a shit, so they have to play along, or else you guys will take away all the fucking $1 million in limousine services, right? You guys are not even listening. You guys are, what's going on? So you guys we all have car problems. Isn't that amazing? Cars suck. Now, let's see here. And, of course, you know, all this comes as Ronna Romney McDaniel is no longer running the Republican Party, guys. So she just, you know, the former president urged Republicans against supporting a bipartisan border security deal, and his allies in the House and Senate lined up to tank its chances. Trump enjoyed a nearly 30-point win in the Iowa GOP caucuses, right? Trump is now expected to back a loyalist in the race to serve as the next RNC chair, with North Carolina GOP chair Michael Whartley, who has echoed Trump's false claims of election fraud, reportedly among the front runners, right? Wow, this is conspiracy. Look at the conspiracy happening by the evil dictator Trump. Right? Look at him. He's rigging the RNC, not like the good, mild-mannered Democrats. They would never rig the election for Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama or Joe Biden. They would never take away New Hampshire's right to be the first state to vote, right? Just so Joe Biden could have his vote. It could say he won in North Carolina, right? Because he knew that he could win he wasn't sure he could win in New Hampshire, right? Look, so the guy that rigs elections would never rig an election, guys, right? No. It's not like the Democrats have all rigged elections and everything in the way that they choose their candidates is completely 100% rigged, right? It's not like the people that rig everything would ever rig anything, right? I mean, that's not your fucking conspiracy theory. If you think the people that rig primary elections would rig national elections, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. I mean, come on, guys. What are you, evil racists? Right? Now, extremely precise retired colonel reacts to U.S. military strike in Baghdad. Yeah. So, guys, it looks like Iran is attacking us, right? So I think we're going to have to invade Iraq again. I mean, it's the only way. It's the only thing that you can do that's sensible.
When you look at the video we've been showing our viewers, how targeted was this strike right in Baghdad?
Well, Wolf, it was extremely precise. It was in the Al-Mashtal neighborhood of Baghdad, which is just southeast. of Sadr City. It's a Shiite neighborhood, and as you can see from the traffic, it is a very crowded, densely populated area. So this targeting effort was extremely precise, using the best intelligence that we had on his movements, al-Sadi's movement, and it was also a way of demonstrating our capability to go after each one of these leaders should we choose to do so.
Yeah, we'll bomb Iraq 1,000,000 times if we have to.
in a world where there's power, where fact and fiction...
Guys, we will continue to bomb Iraq. If China attacks, if China invades Taiwan, we'll bomb Iraq. If India fires a nuke on Pakistan, we swear to God, we will bomb Iraq. If fucking Russia doesn't leave Ukraine, we will bomb Iraq. Don't make me... oh yeah, when SpaysE's volume goes crazy, we will bomb Iraq. America will never fail to bomb Iraq, no matter who attacks us. That's the American way, guys. That's the American way. And if the goddamn Houthis keep attacking our warships, guys, if the Houthis keep attacking American warships, we will bomb Iraq. I don't care how many bombs we got to drop on Iraq. We'll show those Houthis. Right? We will bomb Iraq until there is nothing left but E and rocks. Yeah, suspected drones used by Yemen's Houthi rebels attacked 2 more ships. Yeah, so I'm sure these measured and proportional responses to attacks, right, have been very effective. They have been so effective that the attacks are escalating, right? Because let me tell you, when you put American soldiers' lives at risk, what you want to do is get into a tit-for-tat, one of yours for one of ours, kind of skirmish, right, with your enemies. Because that's why we give the military overwhelming, dominative military supremacy, right? That's why we develop the best weapons in the world, guys, is so that we don't use them and we hit fucking shacks out in the middle of the desert, right, to show them that next time we might mean business, right? Nothing saves Americans' lives like allowing your enemy to dictate the terms of battle, right? Now, so we will continue, guys, to bomb Iraq until these Houthis go back home and be good boys. They gotta be good boys, alright? And you tell Iran that if they don't cool down, we're gonna keep bombing Iraq. We will not stop. We will bomb Iraq until fucking 2999. Now, but don't worry, guys, because everything's fucked up everywhere. South China Sea, Philippines to put military base near Taiwan in high gear to tackle tensions with Beijing. So, as we've been reporting on this channel, the tensions between the Philippines and China are at a whole new level, right? The Chinese basically want to subjugate the Philippines, right? And they want to intimidate the United States because the Philippines is our shit, right? That's our island. Japan, Philippines, that's our shit. You don't fuck with our shit, right? So, China is trying to fuck with our shit. Now, Defense Secretary, this is the Philippines Defense Secretary, Gilberto Teodoro, said military infrastructure in Balenes province will be ramped up to ensure the overall safety and integrity of their nation. Now, his comments underscore Manila's efforts to build its security capability as tensions with China flared up in recent months. Yeah, the Philippines are now building an attack sub, right, to like fucking monitor the Chinese or something, right? And now, while they're doing that, they're also building up their military defenses in the regions around, between them and Taiwan and China, too, right? And so, the Philippines are trying to take a defensive posture using what resources they can to show military force in these disputed regions. And not only that, safeguard, because, you know, China's definitely going to take Taiwan, right? And whether or not, I think that they should take not they should, but strategically it makes more sense, right? Because you don't want to take that risk, right? If you, like I said, if you're going to put all your chips in, right, your first move is your best move, right? That's your best move. Your first move is your best move. That's where you have unlimited reach. You dig what I'm saying? Because after you invade a country, everybody knows what's up, right? But before you actually do anything, right, your first move should always be a big move. Right? Like if you're in the hands, you check raise on the fucking, before the flop, right? And on the fucking ante, on the ante round, right, you wait, you check, and then you raise anybody that bets, right? So, yeah, so they're, let's just read what they're doing. So they've inaugurated a Navy detachment. They've in 2024, the operational tempo for their army will be higher, said the Defense Secretary Teodoro. He was saying that according to a statement from the Armed Forces of the Philippines, right? They're going to be building bases. I've already read this. And they're ramping up their Navy, right? So, Philippines knows shit's about to go. Everybody knows that it's all about to go down, right? Like when America steps back, if we flinch, everyone takes a swing at us, right? Right? We're the big dog on the block, right? As soon as we whimper, the whole pack jumps us, right? Right? That's how it goes. Yeah, and all this is happening as U.S. warns that Chinese cyber attackers are preparing for war. Chinese state-sponsored hackers are putting in place what they need for destructive cyber attacks on communication, energy, transport, and water systems. So there you go, guys. There's your man-made disaster for 2024, right? They're just going to shut everything down. They now have it set up to where they have the story in place for them to just turn everything off and say it was a hack. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't know that was coming, did you? No. I mean, some of you might have knew, right? But it's all being set up, right? You see it with your own eyes. They're not even covering up the lie anymore, right? They're not even covering up the lie. Newsweek reported this week, Western security agencies are increasingly concerned that Chinese cyber actors are infecting critical online infrastructure in order to disrupt or disable them at short notice. Oh, yeah, guys. Wow, that's just, what do you know? The Chinese have control of all of our power and our communications, all of our satellites, all of our internet. It's like they have control of everything, guys. And we didn't even know until the election. What do you know? Huh. Too bad we won't find out. We can't tell you who won the election because there's no internet. What do you know? Huh. Golly. Golly, I just realized that as I was talking to you guys. This week's warning on potential cyber attacks came from the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. That's a real thing. The National Security Agency and the FBI. Their statement was part of a joint advisory released by U.S. allies, Australia, Canada, Britain, New Zealand. Wow, and the members of the Five Eyes Intelligence Services. Five Eyes, guy. Don't worry. I'm sure they're not going to do a repeat of the thing they did last time, but this time with this cyber attack. That's definitely not going to happen. That's racist. I will not take that kind of conversation in this chat room, guys. You cannot talk about them. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear nothing about that. There will be no election disrupting, cultural disrupting. We're going to have to lock you in your houses because we don't know who the spies are, guys. That's not going to happen. I don't want to hear you guys talking about that. I will not support that kind of conversation on this channel. Don't you ever say that ever again. To me? Alright, now, I'm just a little blown away. I just blew my own mind. You know when you get your mind blown? It's like, I need a cigarette now after that. It's like having an orgasm, guys. It's like, whoa, mind blown. Mind blown. There you go. The Chinese did it. And that's cool, guys. And it's cool that China has control of our infrastructure because they opened up an Antarctic base right next to a U.S. site. As Americans fear, it could be used for espionage. China has opened a scientific research base in Antarctica amid concerns about Beijing monitoring military activity in the southern hemisphere. Right? And they would have, right, so I want to say that the poles, right? So the North and South poles are good places where communication satellites travel over because the Earth is not an actual ball. It's like an M&M kind of, right? It's like a disc, right? Almost, right? It is a ball, but it's also a disc. It's like a ball disc. It gets much wider at the center than it is at the poles, right? And so, if you put a satellite over the South Pole, you pretty much hit all of everything up until like the 20 degrees north, right? And if you do that over the North Pole, you'll do the same thing. You'll hit all of the northern hemisphere, right? And into some of the southern, right? So it makes sense that if you're going to spy on communications, that you would build bases at the North and South Pole, because that's where the like if I were a government and I had my top secret military satellite, I would put it flying above the poles, right? That way I get the most bang for my buck. Now, yeah, so now China built this base there. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has welcomed the opening of the station, which is named after a mountain range. A spokesperson said the station would contribute to enhancing humanity's scientific understanding of Antarctica. Wow, that's an awesome thing to do, and I hope they really do that. But it's definitely a spy station. The Chinese doesn't give a fuck about enhancing anything humanity. They're commies. They think that humans are the problem, right? We're a disease, right? We're just cogs in a wheel, or we're unpure. The Chinese have a 15-year plan that ends with the whole world being nothing but Han Chinese. So, let that sink in. All right, guys. Yeah. So, I think we'll talk about one more. Yes, Tucker Carlson is set to release controversial interview with Vladimir Putin live. And that's probably going to be happening here in just a little bit. So we'll be looking at that tomorrow when the press secretary comes out. Yeah, so let's see here. Carlson announced the sit-down interview, which has already been recorded, would be broadcast at 6 p.m. tonight. Carlson, who has heaped praise on Putin for years, blah, 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 blah. Okay, key points. Tucker goes to Russia. Everything we know about the ex-Fox host. Okay, whatever. Tucker Carlson is back in the limelight. Could Tucker face consequences back in the U.S. over his interview? No, absolutely not. I mean, I don't know. I think that if he breaks any of the sanctions, he'll be in trouble. Like, you're not allowed to, give him money or something like that. I don't know what the law is on traveling to Russia. But I don't think it's illegal to travel to Russia. You just can't, sell them fucking uranium or something, right? Unless you're Hillary Clinton, then you can sell them all the uranium. All the uranium we have. Studebakers are cool cars. I love Studebakers. Like a 38 with a split window, that is very nice. That is very, very nice. That is one of the nicest cars that money can buy, is a 38 with a split window. I would give my left nut for that car. That's sick. Fuck that. I want a 38 fucking Studebaker with the split window. With the big, long, round front. It looks like a giant penis. I want that. That is a nice fucking car. Felix, you know your shit, my guy. You know my shit. You know your shit, Felix, if you're talking about a Studebaker. That is some fucking high-end shit right there, boy. With the split window. Oh, my God. It's the best. It's the best car that they ever made in the world. Yeah. That's something Humphrey Bogart would have drove. A 38 Studebaker with the split window. The 79 F350. Live the dream, brother. You gotta live the dream. Oh yeah. If you had a real one, like with original everything, it's like, good luck. Good luck finding it. Good luck finding it. You guys are fucking awesome. I love hanging out with you guys. I'm glad we all like Studebakers. That's important to me. You guys are cool people. I got the right crowd. It appears I found the right audience, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's expensive, but hey, girl, anything worth having is not worth the cost, right? Anything worth having costs more than it's worth. That's why it's worth having. Anything that's good, anything worth having costs way more than it's worth. That's how women are still around. Y'all are way more than you're worth. I'm just kidding. Not kidding. I'm not sorry. Y'all cost way more than you're worth. Try finding the glass. I know glass blowers, son. I'll get that shit made. I'll get that glass fucking handmade. Out of Pyrex, son. Out of Pyrex. It'll be the last window it needs until I go through it. Because that's probably what would happen. Those things are death traps. That glass is not good. You'd better put, I don't know what you'd have to put in there, but it'd have to be laminated glass, of course. A Chevy Bel Air. That's a nice car. That's pretty nice. It's no Studebaker, but it's nice. I like all the shit with the fins, man. Those fins, the fins and the, like the bubble, like the, how they're like bubbly, like they're, what's that word? Embossed. Beveled. That's the word. Beveled. They're all beveled and shit. That's nice. That's nice. I keep moving my background. Right there. I want the moon right like that. There we go. That was good. I'm going to just lock that in place. I think I have a button that does that. Yes, I do. Bloop. Now I don't have to worry about it. Alright guys, yeah, well that's going to be it for the show. I'm glad everybody came out. Remember guys, the most important thing is that Roe v. Wade is the law of the land. Alright guys, I'll see you around.